Diwali just around the corner, India's age-old love affair with gold is glittering brighter than ever.
Absolutely, it's Diwali season, but gold is so much more than timeless elegance. It is also a strategic asset, and nobody knows that better than our next speaker, who brings a deep understanding of the Indian consumer and jewelry market from strategic thinking to practical execution. Here to tell us why India stays eternally bullish on bullion is Sachin Jain, Regional CEO, World Gold Council. Welcome, Mr. Jain.
Distinguished guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen, it is with a great honor for me to address this August gathering. We all at World Gold Council are super happy and proud to be partnering with the NDTV, such a phenomenal platform that we've put together. And as we get into diverging the future of our nation, and as the title says, a flux, something that's unknown, I'd welcome you all to this conversation where gold has been that anchor that's put everything in place. Gold has been that anchor that's performed timelessness over the years. And I consider you, and I welcome you to consider gold as not just a sleepy asset class, but an asset class that's performed phenomenally well in these particular times of flux, and how this will shape up, as we march into the Viksit Bharat 2047, what India would do, and an important pillar for our progress. I'll start by sharing with you what do we do at World Gold Council. We at World Gold Council understand gold. We at World Gold Council are experts in gold. We are at the forefront of the global gold industry. We work with the entire value chain of gold, right from mining to refining to retailing, bullion trade, financial markets, policymakers, futurists, all of that element with the whole one focus to bring in transparency and confidence in this asset class that's transforming the world. Through our continuous efforts on marketing, on consumer research, we build up core infrastructures that are ready for future development. And we shape the world of gold, as I said, built on confidence and trust. In time and millennia, if we go back, gold has performed as the most important and unmovable hedge. We have witnessed gold stories of gold in kingdoms, in treasuries, in temples, through families, and it's going on from that long. But in today's time of flux, in today's time what's happening around the world, the role of gold cannot be undefeated. The fact is that gold is really, what we call internally, is gold is behaving like the new gold. And I'd like to dwell a little more things around that. But historically, it's been phenomenal. As you go forward and we look at India, in India, gold has been part of the social fabric. All of us consume gold. We don't have to be in any particular economic strata or any geographical strata. We all consume gold. Gold is a part of our special moments of life. Gold is something that we pass from one generation to the other generation. And I can tell you, to your friends, that the Indian housewife can be easily awarded as the smartest investor in the world, because through the millennia, through the lifetime of Indian housewife, collecting small values and volumes of gold, she's not just brought adornment and wealth in the family, she's created wealth for our nation. And that's fundamentally true. Now, let's look at what's happening in gold today. As you might have heard, and as World Gold Council, we get a lot of conversations around what's happening in gold today and what's going on. And I can tell you that what's happening in gold today is unprecedented. We've never seen this before. And that really is an answer to it's a new changed world of geopolitics. It's a new changed world of de-dollarization, of economic crisis. In the last 1.5 years, we've seen 85 new peaks of gold price. 85, my friends. We've seen the gold price just in 2025 rise up by 56%. Still, from yesterday to today, in the international markets, has gone up by $174 one day. So there is something happening. And these are not sheer numbers. These are numbers that reflect the importance and criticality of gold in today's world. In today's world where geopolitics, as I said, is evolving. Nations are behaving in a different manner. And as we all are looking at our future, gold will be a fundamental of this growth. There are a lot of usages of gold. And if you look at historically, 30 years back, central banks were the net sellers of gold, and the only usage of gold was jewelry. Fast forwarded today we have a very diverse usage of gold, both sectorally and or even geographically. About 74% of the annual usage of gold is consumed by developing markets, China, India, Middle East, and that's phenomenal, which is very different 30 years ago. From a sectoral perspective, we have a very, very wide usage. About 20% of annual consumption comes from central banks and nations who are making strength with gold. About 40% of gold consumption comes from investment demand. About 33% of consumption comes from jewelry. And about 7% of it comes from technology. I mean, all your phones that, ladies and gentlemen, that you're using will have small bits of gold. All the renewable energy systems in the world are using gold to make the world a better place. Now, just one number I'd like to share. Just the investment demand in this year is slated to cross $6 trillion of gold trading. Now, what that means in INR terms is that we will have a trading of 17 lakh 80,000 crore worth of gold on a daily basis. I'll again repeat that, 17.8 lakh crores worth of gold trading on a daily basis, which makes gold as the most liquid asset on planet Earth. It is a hedge, it is a safe haven, it is something that really truly holds strength in a nation, and we believe as we go forward in this march towards Viksit Bharat, we need to look at all these aspects correctly and closely. Now, what's lying in the future? At the World Gold Council, we've been working on making gold as a contemporary, technological, very savvy asset. We've been working on digitizing gold in all facets. We're working with organizations, with digital players, with economies, with banks, hedge funds, and even looking at how gold can be on the blockchain. And there'll be really three things that you'll see in the very near future with gold. You'll see gold as a completely fungible asset, which really means that can move from A country to B, A organization to B, A person to B in a very transparent manner. We believe gold will be accessible. Like in any contemporary modern asset class, gold will be available 24/7 to transact, to share, to trade. And lastly, when we will be digitizing gold, there will be authenticity in gold. When we say this is what it is, it will mean what it is in terms of grammage, caratage, and so on and so forth, with complete ticks on ESG in the entire pipeline journey. So my dear friends, that's what's happening in gold globally. But let's narrow down in the focus of India, and as a respectable Prime Minister has laid down the destination of Viksit Bharat 2047, where we all are moving towards and marching towards making India a developed nation. There is a fundamental role of gold. And as World Gold Council, we are on this project called Swarnim Udan 2047, where we're trying to create an exact roadmap of what will happen in gold and what's the role of gold in the developed nation of India. And of that, we're working alongside with the policymakers, future thinkers, technologists, banks, and with the crux, we're coming out with a very clear destination of gold's role in 2047 and a clear roadmap as to what will happen in 2040, 2035, 2030, and what we as an industry and economy need to start doing today. And ladies and gentlemen, there are some very interesting, sort of pillars that are coming around it. And I'd like to reflect on a little few of them. First and foremost, we believe that India will do mining of gold. Over the next decade, if the right triggers are pressed, we believe that 1/3 of the consumption of gold in India will come from our own gold. Connected to that is the biggest mine that exists in the world, that's gold sitting in the households of India. How can that be, via technology, via transparency, via privatization, be brought into main system of the economy, and that'll be the other initiative that we do. We believe that India will be the jeweler to the world, and not just a net importer, but also a net exporter with value addition. We believe that tourism in India will enhance, and there will be a section of gold tourism where we can enhance the artisans, and the skills, and the craftsmanship of India at the international level to make India as a gold center for tourism. And lastly, and very importantly, while we are such a big market, India is a price taker in gold. We are not a price maker. And we believe that over the next few years, there needs to be a transformation in the banking sector to work very closely with the gold sector so that we move from not just being a price taker, but really drive the global gold market by being a price maker in this industry. So with that, my friends, I think I just want to reiterate the fact that gold is not a sleeping commodity. As you look into the future, look at your own portfolios, look at India as a nation, and we think that as gold will be not just a critical asset, but a very strategic asset to have in our portfolios, in our nation, we need to thrive towards it. And with that, before I end, tomorrow is Dhanteras, and it's a very important day that we all go out and buy gold, and I encourage all of you to buy gold. But more importantly, I want to reflect as to what's the meaningfulness of this festive time. You know, in Dhanteras and Diwali, we pray to the goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth. We pray to God Dhanvantri, which is goddess of medicine and health. And we pray to God Kuber, which is really the treasure and safeguard of all this wealth. We pray for material prosperity and also spiritual growth. So from all of us at World Gold Council, I wish you all a very happy Dhanteras and a very happy Diwali. Thank you for your time.
Of our gratitude. Thank you for a fascinating keynote address. A huge round of applause, please, Mr. Jain. You know what I have noticed is that we've been playing, well, moving chairs in the audience. We've seen a lot of new faces that have come in post-lunch. And that's why my lovely colleague Vedika is going to come to you and test you about everything AI that has been spoken about through the day. Okay, she's not going to do that. She's going to have a nice, lovely chat. Vedika, over to you.
I'm going to test the mic first. Great. Shiv, let's start with you. We're going to ask you more about the summit, Edge of the Unknown. For you, what does it mean? And what are we trying to even communicate to our viewers today through the two-day summit?
That there's so much that we don't know about even the daily life that we live. And I think in just the first few hours of the NDTV World Summit, everyone's going to go back with the sense that, oh my God, there is so much that we don't know and there's so much to discover. That's the most amazing part of it.
Absolutely. Mr. Abbott, if I could come to you as well. Would you say the only constant in geopolitics is change these days?
There is a lot of change, but I'd like to think that countries like India and indeed Australia have permanent values and permanent friends.
But doesn't that change on the cricket field, sir?
Yeah, that's war.
That's war, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And mind games?
Yeah, it's a bit of sledging as well.
A lot of sledging. Well, we'll have Ajit Agarkar in a while from now, but going back to our days, Shiv, when Mr. Agarkar used to be on the field, we used to have Harbhajan Singh on one side and a lot of Aussies on the other, and there were so many controversies back then, Mr. Abbott. Well, thank you for that. Just trying to get more voices from the audience as well. Let's go across to Padmaja and Aditya as well. Padmaja, we're also talking about Edge of the Unknown, risk, resolve, and renewal. I think resolve is the biggest challenge amongst the three, wouldn't it be right now?
Well, I think India's resolve has been tested for very long, and if there's one thing that is on display over the last couple of decades, is that India knows the path it's on, the future that awaits it, and the present that we're already crafting. So I think India's resolve is now above question. There were a lot of questions asked, and we've said this again and again, and that's the message also at the World Summit, that for very long we've had others speaking for us, speaking of us, sometimes speaking at us, but now it's our turn, and I think the resolve is quite clear.
And what about renewal, Aditya, when you look at the bigger global picture?
Well, India has shown the way, and India is one country in the world that is setting the stage on diplomacy, dialogue, and even though the world is divided, a deeply divided world, we are seeing someone joining one axis, another. India stood its ground. India talks about this renewed strategic autonomy even in this deeply divided world. India talks about how the global community needs to come together. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And even through COVID, India was one country that was helping the world. So here at the NDTV World Summit, we give that message of resolve and renewal, and also how there needs to be a new narrative, a narrative of a growth story which India is driving, not one country against the other, but a path of peace that India has shown not now, but has that civilizational value, and that continues even today.
All right, we're going to keep geopolitics aside. Where are the cricket fans in this auditorium? Can we have some hands here? Great. Are you looking forward to the match, sir? The series, India versus Australia. What's the highlight for you? Is it Rohit Sharma back in the team, Virat Kohli back in the team, or the young Turks who are taking over?
I'm Dr. Sanjeev Naik, Executive Secretary, Vasve. This is the good coach chair. I would like to just back the Subnal Gill. He is the young generation cricketer and the captain, and he will just add value to the team. And although Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma both are already there, they will also support the team spirit. Thank you.
Who else here is a cricket fan? Don't make me pull you out, guys. Come on. All of you watch the game. Hi. So my question to you is, isn't it a huge balancing act even for Shubman Gill, having two legends playing under him as captain in the series?
You know, the coordination matters a lot. So as far as backing Shubman Gill for the upcoming series, it may be discombobulating at first and maybe perplexing to have such a legend to play alongside you, but you need to show your potential. That is what I anticipate from him.
Absolutely, and even the aggression that they show on the field, which is very newfound. Veera, coming to you. We've grown up in another era altogether, where we've seen Dravid, we've seen Saurav, we've seen Srinath, Kumble. Those were golden days for me. What about you?
So you're forgetting Kapil Dev and the Sunil Gavaskar generation as well.
Your generation.
I'm not that old, but yeah, it's what? Cricket is a fascinating game, right? Irrespective of who's playing the sport, it's the one sport that can get us all together. Different states, one country. And we say that through cricket.
Absolutely. So we have our cricket fans here, Ayush, so many of them. And this is a series we're looking forward to. And especially because you have two legends coming back into the series, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. I've asked this before, we have a lot of Virat Kohli fans here, but what about Rohit Sharma? Hands for Rohit Sharma, please. And sir, would you say that fitness is something that he's really focused on in the last few months? Now when you see him, he's lean and trim and raring to go.
Hi, good afternoon. I think the entire Indian team is vastly more fit than what they were in 70s and 80s. And I think this full inculcation is through Virat Kohli. Diet, nutrition, fitness, training. They are not only fit in the body, fit in the mind, and extremely fit in the tongue. So I think Aussies are going to get it left, right, and center if they try anything. There's no doubt of it. Earlier we had one stalwart and 9 or 10 were rallying around it. But here we have about 8 or 9 match winners in that 11. So I'm quite hopeful we'll get very, very good favorable results now and in the World Cup next year.
I like the smirk on Mr. Abbott's face. It says, just you wait, let the series start and then we'll talk. But Dr. Bagai, coming back to you, mental health also plays such an important role for these cricketers, you know. There's so much in the media, there's so much back home, there's so much conversation, the mind games that happen as well. For them to be not only physically fit, but mentally fit as well is so key in terms of performance.
I think mental health is something which has been neglected worldwide for many, many decades, and now everyone is talking about it, so it's really good. But I think if you see the stream of the cricketers which have now come in, they've actually started from the grassroots level. They've seen poverty, they've seen struggle, they've seen early days where they were trying to establish themselves, and I think they are mentally extremely, extremely strong.
Vedika,
yes.
you know, we'll continue this sports broadcast, but can we have a huge round of applause, please, for the August company now. The Chief Justice of India has just entered the building.
Chief Justice Gavai, welcome to the NDTV World Summit. We are honored to have you amongst us today.
Go.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Vedika, you know, I've always wanted to get back to sports presenting. And this is feeling like a studio anchor going to reporter. I'm very glad the reporter's out there. But what we can do is, when Mr. Agarkar does come up, I will promise that we will take one question from the audience, the one that you pick, and give it to Preeti and ensure that it is asked. I think we've gotten this luxury of time. Let's go and get probably the sharpest question from the audience that we can use in this conversation.
I'm going back to Dr. Bagai. Dr. Bagai, you're a big cricket fan, I can see. What's the question, sir?
So I used to play a lot of cricket in school and university, but anyway, Mohammad Shami should have been here, period.
But what about his fitness issues?
He's fit. He's fitter than anyone else in the Australian team.
Mr. Abbott, are you keen to reply to that, or should we let that pass for now? Let me come to you. Let me come to you. I'm liking this.
Was that an observation from the bench, or was that obiter, or?
Well, let's just say it's a die-hard Indian cricket fan, really. But any more questions for Mr. Agarkar? Come on, people. We need questions. We've promised to take one up. Who has the next question? Why is it that this side of the hall is a lot more interactive than this side? Come on, somebody here. Anybody? Yeah, great. Let's hear it from you.
So how many chances he will again going to give Harshit Rana in Indian team?
All right. We have two questions. Anyone else? A question for Mr. Agarkar.
Why was Rohit Sharma removed from captaincy?
Now, that might just take the whole day, sir, answering that. All right, we have three questions, and as I promised, I will go back to the other side of the hall as well. So who were the people who had questions here? I see one hand raised right at the back. It's going to take a while for me to come to you, so if you want to come forward as well, sir. Yeah. Come along.
मेरा 14 इयर्स का बेटा रोहित और कोहली का बहुत बड़ा फैन है। अब नाउ जब रोहित टीम से जा रहे हैं तो लग रहा है कि जब तक वर्ल्ड कप तक रोहित को कैप्टन रहना चाहिए था, और क्या अगर सर इसके लिए कुछ कर सकते हैं? We still miss रोहित as a captain.
Now, see, sir, that's the problem. We're so emotional about cricket as well, and when it comes to our kids, even more. All right, where's the other person who had a question this side? Hi. Could you just come along? It'll be faster. What's your question?
So my question is related to Hardik Pandya, who is considered to be clutch god in cricket. So why he's not getting captaincy responsibility in ODI as well as Test? Since he's a fit also, he's performing also. So we just want to know about it.
All right. Anybody this side? You can't complain that I didn't come all the way to the back. Anybody? You have a question? I think your colleague there has tapped your shoulder, so I'm just going to come this way now. Any question to Mr. Agarkar?
I mean, maybe that why Virat Kohli is not, being the captain probably. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. One last question. We have time for just one last question. Folks, anyone with the question of the hour for Mr. Agarkar? He'll be here in moments from now, Ayush, I believe.
Vedika, you can come over to this side. They're feeling a little left out. 4 more and Joe more there, so 4 more here.
Ah, finally, we have some. Oh, lovely. Quite a few now. I'm losing all my calories that I gained during lunch today.
We'll all give you a standing ovation at the end of this, we promise.
I need to just ask, why doesn't Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli receive a respectful retirement from their Test career?
That's something that everyone is asking, but we will try and get you that answer, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, what were the consideration put into before electing Shubman Gill as a captain? So, just want to know on a pointers basis. We know on a surface level it's a succession planning, and we have been seeing